Fuel prices in India have gone up once again, on marking the fourth hike in just 2 weeks. On Monday, petrol prices were increased by up to 2.61 rupees per litre, while diesel rates rose by as much as 2.71 rupees per litre across major cities. The latest revisions have pushed fuel prices to their highest levels since May 2022, after nearly 3 years of relative stability. Since May 15th, petrol and diesel prices have risen cumulatively by nearly 7.5 rupees per litre. India imports nearly 85% of its crude oil requirements, and as a result, global oil prices directly reflect in the country's import bill. After initially observing losses to the tune of around 1,000 crore rupees per day during the Iran-US war, India's state-run oil marketing companies are passing on the rising import costs to consumers. Experts estimate daily losses for oil firms are now close to 19,000 crore rupees per month. The fuel hikes are not just a pump price problem. This problem is also an economy-wide pressure that touches food, goods, transport, manufacturing and monetary policy. Higher fuel prices raise freight and transportation costs, which then push up retail prices of food, consumer goods and essential commodities. Diesel is especially important because it powers trucks, buses, agricultural pumps, generators and industrial transport networks, making up around 40% of India's fuel use. A sustained rise eventually pushes up prices of vegetables, milk, packaged goods, cement, steel and services. Several FMCG companies are already reviewing pricing and considering selective price revisions. The fuel price hikes are estimated to add 15 to 25 basis points to headline inflation, and those estimates exclude second-round effects such as freight rate increases and upward pressure on food prices. The full impact on manufacturers passing costs on will take 2 to 3 months to fully show up in the numbers. The higher pump prices complicates the Reserve Bank of India's monetary policy, heightening inflation risks and fiscal pressures while weakening the rupee. Retail inflation is expected to edge higher, with the full effect likely reflected in June CPI data. CNG prices in Delhi were also hiked, further burdening auto rickshaw drivers, cab operators and public transport systems, and the repeated increases have triggered widespread frustration among commuters and daily wage earners who rely on fuel for their livelihoods. Now, analysts warn more hikes are coming as crude remains volatile.
It is expected. I was expecting price rise of almost 20 rupees, and I think this is bare minimum the government has to increase. So I don't think there is any effect on the sales also. Now I'm telling you as a dealer, you look at the line, you look at the sales. I mean, it's not impacting sales, not impacting consumption, nothing. And in fact, I anticipate another 5 to 8.
It is natural. बढ़ना है वो तो सही है ना, गलत नहीं है इसमें. और सब कंट्रीज में देखो तो बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ चुका है अभी तक. अपने यहाँ पर लोगों ने काफ़ी लेट बढ़ाया और काफ़ी कम बढ़ाया comparatively. It is okay. We have to bear the brunt of the war.
Do you think it is also going to impact the daily household expenses or the budget as well overall?
It has already impacted not just diesel and petrol fuel, but many other things have already impacted.
Because I have a work from home and my business is from work, so from home. So it is not really impacting me, but yeah, of course, to the people, like to the citizens of India, it is really impacting because our economy is dependent on fuel. So I think it's a point of concern that the prices are rising.
We just saw WION's principal correspondent Disha Yadav interacting with the residents of Mumbai, and she has sent us this report from Mumbai. Take a look.
Petrol and diesel prices have been hiked for the fourth time in the past few weeks alone. And today we are looking at the prices being increased by nearly 3 rupees per litre for petrol as well as diesel. When we talk about in India's financial capital city, Mumbai, we are seeing petrol prices have touched nearly 111 rupees per litre, whereas diesel is nearing 98 rupees per litre. So this is one of the highest hike that we have seen in city of Mumbai, and we have seen similar hike in different cities across the country as well. In fact, in New Delhi, the petrol prices is nearly 100 rupees per litre. The reason being, the oil companies say that it is because of the prices that have been increased of the crude oil and amid the ongoing tensions in West Asia. Experts do warn that repeated price hikes could end up, of course, hitting consumers at the end, because the prices for the daily essential items will also end up being increased in the coming few weeks. This is Disha reporting here for WION from Mumbai.